Okay, let's talk about Aleister Black's bizarre new video. Wait, no, scratch that. Let's talk about the symbolism behind a guy who built an entire career around being a dark, brooding warrior suddenly shaving his head and captioning a video "I'm the death of me." That's not just a career update, it's a full-blown identity crisis. And honestly, that's what makes this so fascinating. I mean, how often do we see wrestlers literally rebranding themselves while the world watches? Most of them just fade into obscurity after a release. But TommyEnd, because let's be real, that's who we're talking about here, is doing something different. He's turning his departure from WWE into a performance art piece. And I need to unpack why this matters more than you think. So first, the facts. TommyEnd, aka Aleister Black, got released from WWE again. This isn't his first time being a free agent. After bouncing between WWE and AEW for years, he's now in uncharted territory. The video he posted? It starts mundane, waking up, training, doing average tasks. But then it shifts. Suddenly, he's training like a man possessed, martial arts drills interspersed with close-ups of his shaved head. The caption? "I am the death of me." Personally, I think this is way more than a vanity project. This guy is wrestling with the idea of his own legacy. And isn't that something every fan of this business has struggled with? Watching someone you love reinvent themselves, and wondering if you still recognize them. Now, let's dissect the symbolism here. The shaved head alone is huge. Aleister Black's hair was part of his gimmick, long, wild, almost like a cape. Cutting it off? That's a rejection of the character WWE built. But the caption? That's where it gets dark. "I am the death of me." Is this about self-sabotage? Rebirth? Or is he literally killing off the Aleister Black persona to become TommyEnd 2.0? What many people don't realize is that wrestlers are trapped in a paradox. Their characters give them fame, but those same characters can suffocate their real identity. So is this video a liberation or a funeral? And here's another angle. Why now? This comes after years of bouncing between WWE and AEW. Both companies use him as a mid-carder, a guy with flashes of brilliance but never the full spotlight. From my perspective, this video feels like a middle finger to the system. He's not waiting for a call from Triple H or Tony Khan anymore. By framing his daily grind as a day in the life, he's humanizing himself in a way promotions never let him. The slow build of the video, from coffee to combat training, mirrors his career, ordinary guy thrust into a violent world. But is that narrative sustainable outside of a wrestling ring? That's the question every free agent faces. What this really suggests is a shift in how wrestlers control their own stories. WWE and AEW gatekeep your image until you leave. Then, you can do whatever you want. Tommy's playing with that tension. He's showing fans the raw, unfiltered version of himself, but he's still using the same cryptic language that made Aleister Black compelling. So here's the deeper insight: this isn't just a career reboot, it's a commentary on identity in pro wrestling. How much of a performer's self is real when their job is to lie for a living? And if TommyEnd becomes the next big thing in indie wrestling, will he owe that success to the brands that let him go? That's the irony here. The death of Aleister Black might be the making of TommyEnd. But what does that say about the industry? About the fans? About the characters we cling to? One thing I find fascinating is how this plays into the broader trend of wrestlers embracing social media to shape their own narratives. Gone are the days when a release meant silence until the next contract. Now, it's a marketing opportunity. And let's be honest, this video's going to get more views than half the AEW Dynamite segments he was in. So is this a calculated move? Absolutely. But it's also deeply personal. And that duality is what makes it work. If you take a step back, isn't that what wrestling's all about? The push-pull between performance and reality, between what's scripted and what's genuine. Tommy's just holding up a mirror to the whole industry. And I, for one, can't look away. So here's my closing thought: Aleister Black's death might be the most alive TommyEnd has felt in years. But will fans follow him into this new chapter? Or are we too attached to the guy who cut promos about darkness and daggers? Comment below, do you think this is a smart reinvention, or is he overestimating his ability to escape his own character? Because I'll tell you this, if he shows up in New Japan or GCW with a shaved head and a new name, I'll be first in line to watch. But if he ends up back in WWE 5 years from now, playing the same gothic shtick, don't say I didn't warn you.